Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that the student section's been so good, we were a little concerned not hitting that 70-point mark for them to get some Raising Cane's. So tonight, that's a good thing that the students get rewarded a little bit for coming out, and we finally put some points on the board to get them some free meals.
Questions for Coach?
Tonight.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Bob.
What's it like?
I was wondering if you were gonna.
Well, what's it like getting one on your birthday? I guess the ref thought you needed a technical. What'd you say on the technical, and did you think it was deserved?
How did I know you were gonna give a controversial question?
Not controversial.
No, I didn't think, I mean, I've said a lot worse, but it is what it is, and, they got 2 free throws.
How about getting a win on your birthday? Is that a good birthday present?
Yeah, I mean, my wife walking out the door said, don't let them score more than 55. Or if they do, don't come home. So, granted, we kept them under 55.
Is this about what you expected from Isaiah? Just kind of bounce back from deep?
Yeah, I mean, that first half, we were just so bad shooting the 3-ball. It was like there was a lid on the basket. And obviously, he's the only one that hit one for us tonight, but it opened up the floor for everybody else. I thought Jimmy Witt's mid-range game was phenomenal, and our point guards got 15 rebounds between them, which is huge for us. At that point guard position for those 2 guys to combine for 15 boards and Jimmy get a double-double. And so I thought we took care of business these first 4 games, and we're playing a really good South Dakota team that's undefeated. They've won 3 games on neutral site in Hawaii. Actually, the Hawaii game was a true road win for them, and they're the #1 3-point shooting team in the nation right now. So we're going to have to really defend and come up with some type of game plan that's a little bit different defensively than what we've done these first few games.
Kevin? You talked about Jimmy Witt's double-double. It seems like with the slow shooting starts, he's getting to the basket and kind of getting you guys off. He's been doing that this year so far. Can you talk a little bit about that and how important that's been?
Yeah, it's really important, Kevin, just because we don't really run plays for Jimmy. We'll run some post-up plays 2 or 3 a game, but he's just kind of backing his man down and kind of elevating and shooting over the guy at that 8 to 12, 13-foot range. And we need him to score easy baskets for us because he shoots such a high percentage. So, and especially when we're not making threes, we need some mid-range stuff. And then he's able to draw a little bit more traffic with the defense, and he made some nice dump-off passes as well tonight.
Yeah, what did you think of Reggie Chaney's debut? And it seemed like he gave us different things in different areas.
Yeah, I thought Reggie was really good. We were a little worried about his wind, just because we don't go up and down live much with the way that we do preparation for games. We stick to basically half-court stuff, and not playing for 3 games. We needed to make sure that he got kind of get some rust off. So I thought he gave us good minutes tonight. He protected the paint. He rolled hard to the rim. And I think he'll just get more and more comfortable with our system, the more minutes that he gets with each game that goes by.
Yeah, he had kind of a rough shoot the first half after having a rough game, but then he really got going in the second. What do you think got him going in the second half? Or was it just, the odds where he was going to get going?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted our guys to keep shooting. I mean, we talked to them at halftime that, we're never going to tell guys not to take open shots. That's not how we operate, and when you catch it, let it fly. And I mean, we just, at halftime just kept harping on things like defensive rebounding and continuing to defend, and we talked about some defensive coverages that were blown in the first half. And from a shooting standpoint, we don't want to get in their heads. We want them to play with some freedom, and I think our guys do have a lot of freedom offensively.
You guys outscored him 26 on points off turnovers. What do you think was the key to that?
I just think, having our hands active, not having our hands down, jabbing at the ball, anticipating, trying to beat the offense to its spots is a big key. When your man picks the ball up, trying to smother it a little bit, and I thought we had some really good anticipations. And then when teams try to throw the ball into the paint, we do a great job of swarming and digging the ball out before a big can try to kick it out. So sometimes some of our best defense thus far is when the ball goes into the paint and we just swarm and get picks from different angles on the weak side when it goes in there and they have a mismatch from a height standpoint.
Jimmy, I know you said all along he's gonna be a good rebounding guard. We had 10 boards tonight. What do you think of his rebounding?
Thought he was awesome, you know, and even J5 to have 5 defensive rebounds and Jimmy with his 8. We you know, every game we have we got to out rebound 3 of the 5 or 4 of the 5 spots on the floor. And I've said it before, it might not be the center spot. We might have to out rebound them at the 1 spot and the 2 spot and the 3 spot. Just because of the lack of size, and obviously our point guards were phenomenal on the defensive glass.
It's not like the fans saying happy birthday. Did you like that? Did the guys in the locker room sing happy birthday? Did you get a cake or anything?
I had some cupcakes, and yes, the guys did sing. I did not dance like Clay Mosier. You got to know your strengths and weaknesses.
Eric, you obviously have a great relationship with Johnny Jones. You know, just talk about, you know, coaching against him. Had you ever faced him in a game before?
No, you know, Coach Jones is a mentor, a family friend. I'm glad the game's over. 2 of the guys that were on Nevada staff besides Coach Jones are with him, so, you know, hopefully we'll be able to exchange, you know, some ideas and thoughts on each other's basketball team tomorrow. Friday, same thing. Todd Lee and I have been friends for over 20 years, and he and I work together, so, you know, be happy to get these 2 games over playing against friends. But Johnny's a great coach and a great guy.
Since we're talking a little bit about Jimmy Witt, I was wondering your take on his kind of unconventional shot.
Yeah, it's pretty unconventional. I'm not a shooting coach for Jimmy. But he goes in, he's a great mid-range shooter. And the thing is, he really knows who he is. And he's got great maturity about his game. He doesn't try to force the issue. He doesn't try to take shots that are out of his, you know, his area to shoot. And, you know, I think he's doing a great job for us. I really do. He's running the team. He's mixing in, you know, distributing the ball with trying to score. He's picking and choosing when the right time for him to try to break a play and get to the basket or get into his mid-range shot. He's you know, he's been phenomenal for us.
Yes, Joe had 5 steals. Did you see him defensively, both halves, doing what he wanted him to do?
Yeah, it was interesting at halftime. I told some of the coaches that, you know, everyone talks about Isaiah's offense, but in reality, like, his man hardly ever scores, hardly ever. In these, you know, the 4 games that I've been a part of coaching Isaiah, and he's got great anticipation. Mason's got great anticipation. J5's got really good quickness. So, I mean, kind of a calling card for us is going to have to be disruption defensively. And there are times, like tonight, I thought we got a little bit undisciplined and gambled a few times. Got out of position and gave them a couple easy baskets. But sometimes you have to live with defensive aggression, and that's going to lead to a few breakdowns every now and then.
Final question. Hey, I think some guy on South Dakota, some big kid's got like 15 or 18 or 6.
Yeah, it was 8 of 8 in the game from 3.
Yeah, what do you think about how tough a matchup is a big guy who shoots like that from outside?
I mean, the problem with South Dakota is not just the big. They all can shoot. They got like 5 guys that are really, really good shooters. But we'll get together. We'll watch some film, and you know, when we played South Dakota State a few years ago and had to play Mike Dahm, who was a really good 6'10" shooter. You know, we'll put together a game plan and try to take them off the 3-point line as best we can.
Coach, you want to comment on Devante Davis?
Yeah, couldn't be more excited about Devo Davis signing with us. It's awesome. 2 feet in, he's excited. You know, every time I call him, he's like so excited to be part of the Razorback family, and his grandmother and grandfather are so happy for him, and you know, to get a player in state that's that excited and that passionate, it's really cool. I mean, you call him, he picks up every time. You text him, he texts back in 2 seconds. You know, as a group or a staff, we just love his enthusiasm for not just Arkansas basketball, but for this university and to be part of the Razorback family.
Any questions for Coach on Devante?
Not
Kevin?
this league.
Kevin?
You talked about him being the first off the board. What have you seen in his game in terms of what he can bring in that pick and roll and two-man game? And we haven't seen a whole lot of with big and guard.
Yeah, I mean, Devante is just, he's crafty, he's shifty, he changes gears really quick. He's got a change of pace to his game. He's got really good court vision. We want him to continue to improve as a perimeter shooter. He's got great toughness. But when you talk to other kids, they really like playing with him. And that's a big key, is that a big, long guard who can play multiple positions in the backcourt for you.
Anything else? All right, Coach.
Thanks.